Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Mary and I give you guys an extra warm welcome. I would love it if you grabbed a snack, stayed for a while, and click the subscribe button. I am on the journey of hopefully reaching 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2021, and you can really help me out by clicking the subscribe button. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you more than you know. So as you can see by the title of the video, I am reviewing the new Huda Beauty eyeshadow palette. This palette is part of the Wild Obsessions collection, and there is 4 palettes available. I did get 3 out of the 4, but this is the one that I have for today's video, which is the Chameleon palette. So if you would like to see swatches, if you would love to see 2 eye looks and how this eyeshadow palette performs and what I think about it, then just go ahead and keep on watching. Alright guys, so you're probably wondering why I am only reviewing this one and not all 3. So I ordered 2 of them online at Sephora, and I didn't realize that they were going to be at Sephora locations as well. So my fiance, my awesome fiance, was out and about, and I texted him to see if he can stop by Sephora and see if there are any of the palettes available or if they were in stores. So I sent him a picture of the one that I kind of skipped on and really regretted after I placed my order. So I told him, if it's there, please pick it up, and it was, and he did. Here it is. And the total for the eyeshadow palette was $31.39, and that is with tax. The palette itself is $29 and is a 9-pan eyeshadow palette. Here it is. So this collection has 4 different palettes in it. It has the Jaguar, which is the cool tone one. It has the Python, which is the green tones and the browns, and there's like a pop of yellow in there. The Chameleon, which is this one, and this was like on the red and purple side, and the Tiger. The Tiger, out of all of them, for me personally, seemed like the most boring one. I skipped out on that one for sure. The other 3, I definitely thought they looked beautiful. Why don't we go ahead and get started with this review. Okay guys, here are the swatches of the palette. They all swatch fairly decent. The top shade in the middle, which is like the burgundy purple, for sure I would say that is the shade that didn't swatch the best out of all 9 shades, but everything else swatched pretty good. So I will be creating 2 different looks today, one on this side and one on the other. This has a 24-month shelf life, and it was made in China. And like I said, it retails for $29. You can purchase this at Sephora and at the Huda Beauty website. I did go ahead and purchase mine through Sephora, and like I said, my fiance picked this up at Sephora. Why don't I bring you guys in closer and we can get these looks started. Okay, let's get started with this first eye look. We are going to dig into this middle shade right here, which is a beautiful Sunny D orange. I'm using an Ariel and a Morphe A11. It's a nice fluffy brush. I have already dipped into this palette and I already created an eye look. I'm going to focus this on my crease. I'm starting a series where I create eye looks with a palette, and it'll be just a short 5-minute video at the most. So basically, I'm just going to pick up a palette, create a quickie eye look, and I'm going to post the 5-minute video. I don't know how many of these videos I'm going to do throughout the week, but I figured it's a nice way to use up my makeup, 1, and 2, as a consumer and a viewer of YouTube, sometimes I purchase an eyeshadow palette and I go searching for eye looks with that palette. I hate it when I have to go through a 15 to 20-minute video just to find the eye look. So this is for those viewers and consumers, which I myself am that person at times, that just want to find a quick eye look with an eyeshadow palette that they own to get some inspiration or something that they can recreate. So that's why I came up with this idea, and yeah, so be expecting some quick 5-minute videos here and there sprinkled throughout the week. That is a beautiful color. It's nice and soft, and it blended beautifully. Okay, that's what that is looking like. I did bring the shade down to my lower lash line as well. Now I'm going to dip into this shade right here, which is like a deep orange. Reminds me kind of like a brick orange. I'm going to use this in the inner corner and the outer corner. I'm going to be doing a halo eye. This is a Morphe M330, and I also did not mention that I primed my eyes with the Makeup by Mario eye primer. This is also a gorgeous, gorgeous shade. All right, that's what it's looking like. I am reflecting what I have at the top on the bottom. Now I'm going in with a Rephr number 13 brush, and I'm going to dig in to the dark brown in the palette. I definitely feel like it has a tiny bit of purple in it. I don't think it's a true dark brown. And I'm going to use this to deepen up the corners. That orange shade blended beautifully, and this shade is also blending beautifully. These shadows are definitely pretty pigmented, at least in this palette. There is quite a bit of kick up in the matte shades, but they're performing great, so I don't mind at all. Okay, now I'm going to dip into this beautiful gold right here. I love that it has this embossment. It's kind of like the chameleon or like a lizard skin type. It's beautiful. Picking it up with my finger, and I'm going to go right in the middle. It's beautiful gold. It's very, very soft, soft to the touch, and it's blending beautifully. All right, I'm actually going to add a little bit of this shade right here. So even though it looks like it's red and blue because of the swirl in there, once you actually swatch it, it turns into like a beautiful, like a red orange. I'm just going to lightly put this on top, transform, create my own shade, I guess. Oh yeah, I think I like this over the gold better. That's beautiful. All right guys, and this is the final look. I went ahead and just added mascara and an eyeliner. I did go in with my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On in Smog. I will put lashes and do my eyebrows at the end, but for now, this is what it's looking like. So let's start on the other eye look, shall we? Okay, for this one, we are going to dip into this shade right here, and I'm using the A11 Morphe and Ariel brush. I'm going to focus this mostly on my lid, and it's going to be like the inner corner of the lid. And I'm doing a light wash of it. I'm trying not to concentrate it too much. I am going to add just a tiny bit of this light orange shade. I'm using a Rephr number 15, and I'm going to concentrate this mostly at the top. I'm kind of just blending out the edges. Okay, now I am going to dig into this shade right here, which is like that beautiful wine burgundy shade, and put it right in the outer corner, and I'm also going to add it in the crease. Out of all the shades, this is the one that felt the most dry to me while I was watching it. It's blending, but I feel like I have to work a little bit harder for this one. Not too much, but a tiny bit, which makes sense because they say purples are the hardest to formulate. I am going to wing it out. I always do that. I wing out my eyeshadow. And I'm going to bring it a tiny bit into the crease and to the middle. All right, I didn't even tell you, I'm using the Ariel and Morphe A20 for the burgundy shade. Now I'm going to go back into my Rephr number 15, dig into that middle orange shade, and do the same thing with this side. I'm just going to buff out the edges of this burgundy shade to kind of soften it up a tiny bit. It doesn't look too harsh. I did bring it down just a tiny bit, that burgundy shade. Okay, now with my Rephr 14, I am going to dig into the brown that I feel has a tiny bit of purple in it. I'm going to focus this on the outer corner. I'm going to deepen up that outer corner a tiny bit. All right, here's what the eye is looking like. I did pick up the Rever 15 and some of that middle light orange shade, and I just pretty much started buffing out the edges of everything. And then also down here, and I did add it in the lower lash, but in the inner corner. I feel like I'm getting a tiny bit of patching right here with the purple. So I'm not happy about that. Can you see it? Yeah, purples are just such a tough color. Okay, this is what we have so far. Now we are going to dip into this shade right here. And I'm using a Sigma E57. I'm going to use this in the inner corner. I feel like this is one of those topper shades and it's not too pigmented, so it might not work as well as I hope. Let me pick up the gold instead and see how that goes. I'm using the same brush. It's going better with the gold. Let's do that. Let's do the gold. And I am going to bring it a tiny bit up. Okay, and this is the second eye look with mascara and a liner. I did go in with another Urban Decay Glide On eye pencil, and this is in Love Drug. It's like a plum or like eggplant purple. I did also put it a tiny bit on the upper lash line, and I did a tiny little wing. But yeah, this is what it looks like before I put on lashes. So let me go ahead and do that. Do my eyebrows, zoom out, and we will talk. All right, guys, and this is what both of the eye looks look like. I definitely feel like this one's more on the warm tone side, and this one kind of pulls more purple. Yeah, let me know which one you guys prefer. Let's say orange or purple. Which one do you prefer? Okay, let's get you guys zoomed out. All right, guys, now that I have you all nice and zoomed out, let's go ahead and talk. This palette, the formulation in this eyeshadow palette was fairly good. The only two shades that gave me issues were the purple shades. So today I used the wine burgundy shade, and like I showed you on this side, I did get just a tiny bit of patchiness. So next time I use this shade, I will definitely pack it on and then I will blend. In the new series that I'm doing, the Quickie Eye Looks, where I create quick 5-minute eye looks for you to enjoy. I did use this purple metallic shade, and it definitely feels dry to the touch, dry when you swatch it, and you definitely have to work to build it up. I definitely think that your finger is the best bet to use this shade. I didn't try it with the brush, but I did have to dig in more than 3 times to get the pigment that I desired for this purple metallic shade. So I definitely feel like there's a theme in this palette, and that means that you're going to have a harder time with the purple shades in this palette, which is normal. Every single person out there that has formulated eyeshadow palettes, that is the first thing they say, is that purple is one of the hardest shades to formulate, and I can definitely agree with that, especially with all the purples that I have worked with. But other than that, all of the other shades performed beautifully, and I love the eye looks that I created. I am pretty pleased with this palette. I'm definitely happy that I did end up picking it up. If you have been wanting to try Huda Beauty's eyeshadow formulation, I do feel that these little 9-pan eyeshadow palettes are a good way to go. They're only $29, which isn't too bad. It is a fairly small palette that you can definitely travel with. So if you are interested, I definitely feel that these type of collections is the way to go. I'm super excited to get the other two because so far I do approve of this eyeshadow palette, and I would recommend it if these are your colors and this is a palette that you are interested in. So why don't you guys go ahead and let me know down below which look is your eye look. I know I already asked, but I'll ask again. My favorite eye look, I definitely feel like it's this side. I don't know why. I definitely feel like it's just lifting my face and lifting my eyes up. More than likely, the shape of the eyeshadow has to do a lot with it. This side, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy it, and I typically prefer warm tone looks over cool tone looks. This one's kind of a mix of both. I give this palette, the Chameleon by Huda Beauty from the Wild Obsessions collection, a big thumbs up. I think it is a good palette. The purples weren't super hard to work with, but you will have to work a little bit harder. I enjoyed creating these eye looks, and I had absolutely no issues at all. It went pretty smoothly with everything. Okay guys, well, I hope my review helped you out in deciding whether you want to pick up this Chameleon eyeshadow palette from her new collection. Let me know if you are picking it up and if I helped you in deciding whether you want to or not. Okay guys, I would love it if you gave this video a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it, and you would definitely help me out in the algorithm and hopefully bring in some new and fresh eyes to my channel. And like I have mentioned in pretty much all of my videos, I am on the journey of hopefully reaching 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2021. And last time I checked, we were 2 away from hitting the halfway mark, which is 500 subscribers. I cannot wait until we hit 500. The giveaway is going to be of a luxury eyeshadow palette. The makeup brand is going to be Pat McGrath's. So if you can help me out in getting to 500, I would greatly appreciate it. Okay guys, well, I will see you on the next video. Bye.